Okay, guys. Um, so for those of you that haven't seen that Treasury Direct, actually, they have some information on, I guess you'd call them the fraud alerts, scam alerts, whatever. But on this regard, this goes more into what I've been saying about doing this paperwork and the dangers with it, big time. So for anybody that has kind of hopped on that train, you guys may want to look at this. If you were following some of the paperwork that was being promoted, and I'm only doing this because I was looking into something else on Treasury Direct, and I noticed this. They had some fraud alerts, so I figured, hey, I might as well check, see if they've put out anything on us. Um, Now here's the deal. If you take a look here, there's been a uh, pro- proliferation of bogus site drafts and bills of exchange drawn on the U.S. Treasury Department. These documents have appeared in a majority of states and have been used in an attempt to pay for everything from cars to child support. Okay, take a look at their image of a bogus site draft. Kind of like similar to making your own money orders or printing your own checks. Certified draft. See, a lot of this goes hand in hand with the UCC. Um, so back out. All right. United States Treasury Department, debt collection, etc., etc. So, bogus site draft. A stripped down version of this scheme as follows. When the United States went off the gold standard in 1933, the federal government somehow went bankrupt. With the help of the Federal Reserve Bank, the government converted the bodies of its citizens into capital values, supposedly by trading the birth certificates of the U.S. citizens in the open market. After following a complicated process of filing UCC documents, I've been saying, with either the Secretary of State of the person's residence or another state that will accept the filings. Each citizen is entitled to redeem his or her value by filling out a site draft drawn on their non existent Treasury Direct account. Okay? Um, and this goes hand in hand with the legacy Treasury Direct. Scheme asserts that each citizen's social security number is also his or her account number. As part of the scheme, participants also file false IRS Form 8300 and currency transaction reports in the name of law enforcement officials and other individuals they seek to harass. Drawing such drafts on the U.S. Treasury is fraudulent and a violation of federal law. See, guys, when I was reading from that, they said, what was the name of that? It was like the Criminal's Financial Handbook or something. It was put out. It was a publication that was done by the government, saying how they toughen the laws because of stuff like this. So, in that, I had said that when they use that word harass, it's very vague. They changed the law so that it's 10 years in prison for anybody who they deem is trying to harass government officials by filing UCC documents and filing false Treasury Direct documents, false whatever. Okay, because the Treasury Direct documents lead back to the Bureau of Fiscal Service, so they are government documents. I'm just making this video really quickly. I think that when I saw this, it's kind of important. That way, those of you that have uh, kind of been fooled into going down this route, um, maybe this information will reach you, and hopefully, truthfully, I hope it reaches, Ginger and everybody over there, herself too, because I don't want to see them getting in trouble either, or them getting themselves in a bad situation. Whether or not we had disagreements, I still don't want anything negative to happen to anybody. Um, so but that's what I was saying about how they, you know, harass. That they make it a very broad, open. They can so that they can deem that you're harassing them because you feel you have an account there, and they're not letting you access it, and so you filed all these forms to harass them. That's what they'll do. That's the scary part about it. So, drawing such drafts on the U.S. Treasury is fraudulent and in violation of federal law. The theory behind their use is bogus and incomprehensible. The Justice Department is vigorously prosecuting these crimes. Federal criminal convictions have occurred in several cases. The Office of the Comptroller of the Currency has tried to alert the banking community to this fraud. These suspicious transactions, fictitious site drafts. Note on bills of exchange. With early and vigorous prosecution by the Justice Department on bogus site draft cases, we have begun to see the bills of exchange taking their place. This change occurred on or around January 2001. All of these bills of exchange drawn on the U.S. Treasury are worthless, and the same issues and background material applicable to site draft also applies to bills of exchange. This is the same fraud under another name. So you see here, for inquiries, anybody adversely affected by it, contact the Inspector General. Guys, yeah, some of these forms that are up here are some of the same ones that people were being told to file. So if you haven't filed them, I really would hold off. Take a little bit more time to look on the details. I mean, just like we had the gentleman that was in the live stream on Saturday. He said he filed the secured party creditor and the did all of his UCC ones and all these. Actually, I think he named off quite a few of these forms he did a year ago, and they've done nothing for him. He hasn't gained anything from them. I know of quite a few people that same scenario, and they've done it months ago, years ago, whatever. Um, so I don't know. I don't want people to start getting like panicked or anything, because I don't think that that's the case here. I just think like if you were to sit there and start going crazy and then keep pushing, 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 yeah, then I think you might be looking at issues. If you just had filed them and obviously nothing worked out, um, I'm sure you'll be fine. It's more of how persistent you are and how aggressive you've been with them. Um, but yeah, I just saw this. I thought it was important information for you guys. This more or less was also to show that they do have information out on what we're doing, because in some ways this does refer to the same ideas. We're not doing site drafts. We're not doing um, the uh, yeah, we're not doing the bills of exchange. Um, what we're doing is we're accessing that actual trust. When you're messing with paperwork, and like I said, it's not at Treasury Direct. That's not where it's located. Um, but I did grab some of these links. I'm going to have these links for you guys. This is the letter that went out to the banks. The way I look at it is any knowledge is good knowledge. Any information is good information. It'll explain. Um, oh, see here, what did I just find? Yeah, any information is good information. Um, so okay, this is 1993. This isn't in relation to us. I do kind of try to keep an eye out for the different warnings and whatever, just to see, because the compiling what they're saying, you pick up on the omitted details that they have. So Um, take a look. Service. And guys, I'm using this headset. It's a really good headset. I've had it for quite a while. Let me know if you guys think the sounds much better. If it does, I'll keep using it. I know sometimes using the webcam microphone or the microphone on the computer, it seems to pick up quite a bit of background noise. This headset has a noise canceling um, built into it. I'm planning on getting a podcast mic of decent quality, so that hopefully, um, sometime soon. Okay. Well, I don't see anything else relevant here. I will leave these links though. Make sure to take a look at that. I did think that some of that stuff was pretty important, and just guys, any of this stuff is definitely um, good information. Any information is good information, and getting an idea of what boundaries we want to make sure we kind of stay inside of, things to avoid that will cause us complications on this journey of truth and on our mission to end the Fed. We do want to also make sure we're remaining um, in some ways inside of that safety zone. We don't want to go too far out, in the water bleeding for the sharks to come and get us. So, all right. Well, that was pretty interesting nonetheless. I'm going to leave you guys the links in the description box. If you like what I'm doing, give me a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, do so now. Most importantly, share this information, get it out. Much love, guys, and God bless. Oh, you know what else I'll put in here? I'll add in that manual that I was looking at that I found there that went into the new law that they had just put into place not too long ago regarding the UCC1 filings and whatnot. Like I said, we need to be able to read the different laws and read what they're putting out so that we know where we need to stay inside of. Because believe it or not, they tell you the way when you read the different. You just got to read a lot. That's all. But if you read a lot, they'll tell you the way to do this and do it where you're not going to get yourself pinched. So all of this information is important. I know some people are like, oh, what's the use of this? Well, uh, as much as we can soak up, as much as we can soak up in our brains, um, it that the more the better. I'm also today. I had like kind of like a epiphany moment. It was a video I was already thinking of doing, but I had a better idea of how to do it. So I'm going to work on getting that out, and I think that's going to be a huge tool for us. It's going to be part of that wake up series. Um, so I'm going to get working on that. I have some other information I'm working on disseminating right now, and I'll let you guys know. Uh, if you like what I'm doing, give me a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, do so now. Most importantly, share this information. Get this out. Much love to you, and God bless.